This is how you can scrape tens of thousands of emails for completely free just by utilizing Google Maps. I'm going to show you how you can build it, but first I'm just going to show you how it works. So when I click this run once now, what it will do is it will actually go through each of the places I've searched for the search term I used in Google Maps. It will find, the places that have websites. If it doesn't have a website, it will be put in a spreadsheet for no website. If it has a website, it will try to find the emails on the websites, and then it will, if it has an email, it will put it in a spreadsheet. If it doesn't have an email, it'll put it in another spreadsheet. So as you can see here in my spreadsheet, we have the one which is called with email. Let me just put myself in the screen here. There we go. We have the one called with email, and then we have the one called no email, and then we have the one called no website. So we got 4 emails from the first 10 that we scraped. You can also just put this to however much you want. It doesn't cost anything almost to use the Google Maps API, and you get $300 for free, which is basically, I don't know, tens of thousands of places that you can scrape. So what you want to do is you want to head over to a new scenario in make.com, click on new scenario. And in here, you want to start off by using the Google Maps. So just enter Google Maps and search for places. So you need to have your Google Maps connection set up. I'm going to use my second one. For that, you need to head over to the console.cloud.google.com, and then you need to create a new project by clicking the button up here. Once you've done that, you can find the APIs and services. And in here, you need to go to library. And in the library, you need to find the places API. You can either search here, or you can just click on this one. And then you need to click on the enable button, which will be here if you have not enabled it. Then you can go back and you can find go back again, and you can find the credentials. Under credentials, you need to click on the create credentials and API key. Then you will have an API key shown up, and then you can go back to make.com and you can click on add, and you can add your API key to connect to your Google Maps. Now we want to use a by text search, and then we want to say, let's say, for example, plumbers in Boston, and we want to set the type of place to plumber. So they have the plumber tag, and then we want to set the maximum limit for now to 3. This is just for testing, and later on we can do more than 3. Click on OK. And then we need to have a HTTP and make a request. So for this, we need to find the URL that we need to make a request to. And the URL you need to use here is the one I am pasting in right here. The https:/maps googleapis.com/maps API place details JSON. You just need to write that in, and then we need to use a query string, and the first name will be place ID. Let me just put myself on the left side, and the value needs to be the place ID, which we got from the Google Maps. We need another parameter called name, or this needs to be a fields, I believe. Let me just check. Fields, which will be name, and then we need the website. This will also be called fields and website. And then we need the API key that you just copied from Google Maps. So you can say key and then paste in your API key right here. I will not do that now because I will not show you my API key, but you can then do that and click on OK, and I'll be back in a second. There we go. Now we can try to run this once. Let's see what we get as a result. And as you see here, we got 3 results. The first operation was we got the website. As you can see here, this is the website. And for the second one, we also got a website. So that looks good. Now we need to parse this to be able to use this website. So we need to search for JSON. And we need to parse this JSON, which will be the data that we received. Click on OK. And now we need a router to basically check if there was a website from the HTTP request. So you can click on router, and then say, in here you can say, let me just run this once so that the router has the data it needs to use to check this. So let me just say first, we can say has website. So this will happen if it has a website. And the condition will be if the JSON has this website. If this exists, click on OK. However, if it does not exist, so we can just say fallback and say no website, click on OK. If it has no website, we can just add a new row to our Google Sheet. So that my Google Sheet was in tutorials/plumbers in Boston, and we want to use the sheet name no website. And then we need to add the name, which we found, let me just move myself, this name we found from the Google Maps, name, rating. We also have from Google Maps, rating counts. We have this right here, and the address was the formatted address. Click on OK. And up here, if we do find the address, we want to make a new HTTP request. Now, if it has a website, we want to use that website to make a request and use that website to just basically find all the text that is placed on the website. So we need to say, just click on OK. And then we can just use the text parser. There we go, the text parser and HTML to text. So we need to find all of the text in the HTML that we got from the last module. And you need to click on data, click on OK. So what we need to do with this text, once we get all of the text from the website, we need to find all of the emails. So we can do that then is we can say we need to use another text parser called match pattern. And in here, you need to paste the following. I will link this down in the description so you don't have to write all this. But this is basically a regex or regular expression pattern that we use to find all of the emails. You need to click on global match true, not case sensitive, and also it has to continue even though it doesn't find an email. So the text we need to use down here is the text we got from the parser. Click on OK. Now we can just run this once to check that it works. Run anyway. So now we can look at what we got. Let's see. From bundle 1, we got no email. From bundle 2, we got no email. So let me just up the amount of the limit to 10. And let's see if we get some emails now. Run this once again. Run it anyway. There we go. So now we can check the operations. So we can check number 4. We got an email on number 4. Then we got none on number 5. We got some on number 6. And also no on number 7. And some on number 8. Okay, it's good. So now I'll just show you what happens if we just put it all now into a spreadsheet and why we need a flow control. So let's just say add a row. We need to add a row to the Plumbers in Boston spreadsheet that we made earlier. Let's just find that. Plumbers in Boston, there we go. And we need to use the sheet name with email and then just put the headers to business name. We found that from Google Maps name, and we need to find the email from, this will be the fallback match from the last module. And we need to find the website from the text from the parse JSON module, and we need to find the rating from Google Maps. There we go. And we need to find the rating count from Google Maps and the address also from Google Maps. So if you click on OK now and we run this once again, you will see that we stumble upon a little issue in our Google Sheets, because once it finds the email, it will actually do some double inputs into the email because it will find, basically people have put their email like 3 or 4 times on the website. So it will just add the email 3 or 4 times or however many times, depending on how many times they have added their email. As you can see here, Dublin Plumber has added their email like 6 times. So it went ahead and added the email 6 times. So we will just make a little flow control to make sure that we don't get the email 6 times. So what we can do is we can actually right click here and we can click add a router. And this router will be saying condition if I index if it equals 1, we can move on. Okay, so you can click on OK and run this once again. Let's see now what happens in our spreadsheet. If we get, as you can see now, we get our emails only once, so that is working correctly. However, the last thing we will need to do is that we don't want these businesses without a website or without an email on the with email sheet. So we just need to tell make.com that we don't want this in here. We want it in another sheet. So we can add a little fallback here. So click on there and click fallback and say no email. Okay. You can call this one has email. There we go. Click on OK. And then we can say Google Sheets, add a row. And now we need to add a row to the no email sheet. So you can click, I will click on tutorials and plumbers in Boston. There we go. And the sheet name was no email. And then we need to add the headers, as I've done a couple of times. The name, website, rating count, and the address right here. Click on OK, and now it should work all good. We just need to delete these ones from our with email, and we don't worry about the other ones. The last thing we need to do is just add an error handler to this HTTP request, because sometimes it returns a 404 page not found error. So we just need to click on add error handler and use the ignore. So once we get a 404, we will just ignore and move on to the next iteration. So you can click on save, and now we can run this once. Maybe we can do more than 10. We can do 20 now. Click on OK, and we can run this once again. There we go. It found 5 emails, 9 who didn't have an email, and 4 who didn't have a website. So that's basically how you scrape emails for completely free using make.com. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to subscribe. It will mean a lot to me, and I will see you in the next video.